With the NFL draft officially over, the Baltimore Ravens can now focus on the next step of the offseason when it comes to building this roster for the 2025 season. And that next step is rookie minicamp, which begins next Saturday, May 10th through May 12th. This is where these young men that may not have been drafted get an opportunity to prove themselves and try to make splash plays, try to make enough plays and prove themselves worthy of making the 53-man roster, or at least making it to the practice squad to keep their NFL dreams alive. And even though the Baltimore Ravens had 11 total draft picks, they still have a couple of holes that may need to be filled, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But as for the draft, no matter how you feel about it, the Baltimore Ravens did get younger, they did get more athletic, and they got some guys who can possibly make plays all over the field. And when it comes to this draft class, for me, my favorite pick has to be LeJohntay Wester. And I know he's not a big name. I know he's not a big guy. We got him in the 6th round. But to me, he can be that gadget player. He can be that home run, that weapon X that the Ravens can utilize all over the field, whether it be on offense or it be on special teams. Now, granted, you have Zay, you have Bate, you have D-Hop that are all in front of him. But I do think that with his skill set, his speed, and his route running, he could possibly move up to be the 4th wide receiver. Now, the only competition I see for him right now is Tylan Wallace. Tez Walker's still a little bit raw, and unless he made that jump in his 2nd year, I see a way for Wester to move up. For me, at Colorado, he was just an exciting player, a fun player to watch, and hopefully he can do that in the NFL and help Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens reach greater heights. But for me, there were some picks that were pretty good and some picks that left me scratching my head. But no matter what, all of these young men right now are Baltimore Ravens, so I'm going to root for all of them to succeed. Now, with those guys coming onto the roster and succeeding in the NFL, succeeding on this team, there are some winners and there are some losers, because there are some roster spots that may be up for grabs now. There may be some guys that kind of got over because the Ravens did not delve deep into certain positions. So right now, we are going to get into the winners and losers for the Baltimore Ravens as I see it. Now, it may not be how you guys see it. It may not be what you guys think, but these to me are the winners and losers from the guys that the Ravens selected throughout this draft. First and foremost, the first winner for me is going to be Mark Andrews. There was a lot of speculation that he may be traded during this draft, and he was not. So he's going to be with the only team he has known throughout his 8-year career in the NFL. Andrews now has a chance to atone for some of the things that happened last year in the playoffs. He can make good on his promise that he's going to come in better, he's going to work harder, and he's going to give everything that he has on the field to help us finally reach that goal. Because there's only one thing that we really want for this team, and that is for this team to make it to the Super Bowl. The second winner of the NFL draft is, and this is a lot of people's pick, is going to be Kyle Hamilton. With them bringing in Malachi Starks to roam the back end, to play deep, they have Kyle Hamilton to free up now and play closer to the line of scrimmage. They can use him as that Swiss Army knife as they did 2 seasons ago when he had his breakout year. And whether you like the Malachi Starks pick or not, listen, the guy is talented, the guy can play, the guy can get turnovers, or at least we hope he can once he reaches the NFL and gets on that field. And we know how the Ravens love to play 3 safety sets, and Kyle Hamilton, now he can go be that dog. Maybe he can take up for some of the slack next to Roquan Smith. I don't know, but I just feel like Kyle Hamilton came out a winner in this deal, being that they brought him more talent at the end of that defensive backfield. And of course, the last winner in all this is going to be defensive coordinator Zach Orr. Not only is he another year removed from being a rookie defensive coordinator, the Ravens have brought in more talent to help him out. The Malachi Starks pick. Now you bring in a Mike Green to help with the pass rush. You possibly have a guy in Teddy Buchanan who can come in and play beside Roquan Smith. He's a coverage linebacker, and a lot of the deficiencies that the Ravens had last season was covering the middle of the field, especially covering tight ends. So this gives him more toys, this gives him more options to play with, and like I said, with another year of experience, this is going to help Zach Orr out immensely. Now, when it comes to the losers from the NFL draft, the first one that I'm going to pick is going to be Isaiah Likely. Well, I picked Mark Andrews first as a winner. Isaiah Likely, to me, is going to be a loser in all of this, not because of talent, not because the Ravens did not go out there and draft another tight end, but simply the fact that Mark Andrews is tight end 1. He is a favorite of the front office in this organization, and he's going to get every opportunity to atone for last year's football sins. And what that means is a reduced role for Isaiah Likely. Now, if Mark Andrews had have moved on, Isaiah Likely would have had more targets, more opportunities, and more chances to up his numbers, which was also in turn going to up his money. And this is something that I think that the Ravens constantly do with players on the low. They try to hold them back because they know in contract negotiations, they can just sit down and say, well, looking at the numbers, if you would have hit these escalators, we could offer you more money. But being that you only had such and such amount of yards and so many touchdowns, they're going to kind of lowball him on the offer. And this has nothing to do with Isaiah Likely. It is just what they do. This is how they do business in sports. But you never know. They may do something. They may give Likely an extension sometime during the year, but they better do something fast because, listen, Mark Andrews is a free agent after this year. Isaiah Likely is a free agent after this year. And Charlie Kolar is a free agent after this year. And to make matters worse, George Kittle just signed a 4-year, $76 million extension, making him the highest paid tight end in the NFL. The longer that we wait, and we've discussed this before, the higher the salaries go. Now, you don't have to be at the top of the list, but hey, yesterday's prices ain't today's prices. And the higher that the salaries escalate, the more money that the lower tier guys are going to get. And the Ravens don't have the money to pay top dollar for all of their players. So this is going to be a pivotal time for the Ravens and Isaiah Likely and whatever they're going to do with him. More than likely, they are going to sign him, no pun intended, because he is the younger, better version of Mark Andrews. My next loser is going to be David Ojabo. With the Ravens drafting Mike Green, that brings another pass rusher into the mix. Now, the 2022 second round pick has not proven much on the field. The Ravens actually deactivated him for a lot of games, showing their frustration in his play. He was healthy scratch for maybe 3 or 4 games last year. Now he has to do something during training camp, during mini camp, during all of these camps to prove, to get in a good favor, to get out of John Harbaugh's doghouse, to show the organization he can play and he can contribute. Because if not, this room is starting to get very, very crowded. And with Tavius Robinson getting more burn than him and actually being more productive, he is actually making him expendable. And if Malik Ham can come back from injury and show that he has something, what are the Ravens going to do? Then you can't forget about Adisa Isaac, who was injured last year. If he's actually healthy and can make an impact, David Ojabo may be out the door. Next up is Andrew Voorhees. I know a lot of people thought that he may be a winner in all of this because the Ravens did not pick an offensive guard high in the draft. The Ravens selected 2 guys in Emery and Vincent, and we don't know which one is actually going to be competing at guard. There are 2 prevailing thoughts that each of them are going to be a swing tackle. Obviously, both of them are not, but they're going to choose one, and the other one is primarily going to practice at guard. So a lot of see that as a win for Andrew Voorhees, but if he can't stay healthy, if he can't maintain a certain level of play, and one of these rookies comes in and proves that they can do it, this may actually be a loss for him. Now let's not forget, free agency is not over, and the Ravens know that the guard position is not very strong for them at this point. So there is still an opportunity for the Ravens to go out there and bring in some more competition for Andrew Voorhees. Now, you bring in somebody like a Dalton Risner and Andrew Voorhees wins the job outright, I have nothing else to say. But as of right now, I'm going to put him in the losers column. Then next up, I'm going to have the run defense. The Ravens waited till the 6th round to draft a defensive lineman. Now they only have Broderick Washington, Nnamdi Madubuike, and Travis Jones on the roster. They could get somebody after the June 1st cuts. Who's to say one of these undrafted free agents could come in and make a splash? We don't know right now. But as we stand, we only have 3 main guys on that defensive line up front. And this could actually hurt the Ravens' run defense with Michael Pierce retiring. Brent Urban, I don't know if he's going to come back on another 1-year deal. But right now, the Ravens are a little thin when it comes to defensive tackle. So this run defense to me is one of the losers of the draft because the Ravens had 11 picks and they could have went and gotten somebody earlier in the draft. But of course, they did not. And last but not least, one of the biggest losers, quite possibly, we don't know as of right now, of this draft is going to be Justin Tucker.
I told you, you can't touch this.
With the Ravens drafting a kicker for the first time in their franchise's 30-year history, the writing may be on the wall for Justin Tucker, and it may not have anything to do with the allegations brought against him. It may just be on-field performance. We will not know. But there is competition for Tucker right now. And this is a guy from some of the film that I've seen. He's been booting some 60-yarders. He has the leg strength. Does he have the accuracy? He has to do it on an NFL field in an NFL game. But right now, Justin Tucker has something that he has not had in his career since 2012. And that is another kicker that he had to go against. And I mean serious competition, because they brought in that kicker a long time ago. They traded him for a 5th round pick. It wasn't real competition. They just brought him in as a camp body. But Justin Tucker right now may be fighting for his football life. So to me, these are going to be the winners and losers of the NFL draft. Now, if the Ravens decide in the last wave of free agency or after June 1st cuts to bring in somebody else, there may be some other guys. There may be your favorite guys that are on the bubble when it comes to the Ravens choosing the 53-man roster for the 2025 NFL season. But we will see. And last but not least, just got off Twitter and I just saw something to me was hilarious. Ravens fans, some Ravens fans, I know you love your team. I know you love your guys. I love my team. I love the guys on my team. And I want them all to be successful, whether it's here or somewhere else. Once you are a part of this family, you're a part of this family. And no matter where you go, I want you to be successful, except for when you play against us. But some of these conversations have to stop. Listen, Mike Green looks like a phenomenal player. Mike Green might come in and wreck shop and be Terrell Suggs light. Who we don't know. I think he's going to come in and be pretty good, and he may even be dominant. But saying that he is possibly better than Abdul Carter, the number 3 pick in the NFL draft, to me is crazy. Now, if you said he's up there with him, it's comparable, then I could be like, all right, I can see that. But to say he was better, I understand character concerns, but listen, the NFL isn't that progressive. If you're better than the number 3 pick, no matter what kind of allegations you have, somebody's going to take you in the top 10. Look what happened with Jalen Carter. He had some issues and he was very talented. Philadelphia went and got him. Talent trumps all, but to say that this man is better than, when you're starting to look at things, for me, it's like, listen, they both may be athletic. Some of the comparables are very, very similar. But when you look at one guy playing in the Big Ten, top tier competition damn near every week, and somebody playing in the Sun Belt Conference, playing against the University of Louisiana Monroe, South Alabama, and Stony Brook, miss me with that. But I understand you love your guys, you want to root for them, but let's stop the insanity, please. All right, that last one was, a little levity, a little fun, a little lightheartedness, but on some seriousness, stop it. Stop it. So listen, just wanted to tell you, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate everything you've done for me and this channel and my homeboys. You are helping us build something great. I can't lie to you, for a minute there, I was in a little bit of a lull, because I'm like, listen, ain't nothing moving, and the damn show ain't the money. These videos, I try different things. I try to give you something visually different than most other people, just to switch things up a little bit. And apparently y'all guys think that it's alright, y'all don't like it, and the videos were not doing very well. But recently you guys have picked up, and I want to just say I appreciate you guys for supporting me and helping me to reach the goals that I have met, the goals that I'm going to meet, and wherever we end up in this YouTube game. I just want to say thank you once again. And listen, the NFL season will be here before you know it. We're about to start to hit mini camps, voluntary camps, and then training camps, and the season will be upon us. And then all we gotta do is just sit back and wait for the Ravens to win that Super Bowl. So appreciate you guys, love you guys, and don't forget, go Ravens.